you remember going to the movies to watch Fast and the Furious? How about watching Vin Diesel and Paul Walker, RIP, race to the death? These illegal car events don't just happen in movies. They are very real and are happening all around California in the form of sideshows. They have a reputation for being dangerous, but also exhilarating to the people participating. And they are causing a major divide within the communities in Oakland. Sideshows started out as casual social gatherings centered around cars, but now they've become huge events here in Oakland. People are all over social media posting about them. Sideshows draw huge crowds and, of course, cops. Oh, did we not mention that these events are totally illegal? Mainly because of how dangerous they are. I mean, look at some of these headlines. And this has created a huge tension here in Oakland, where law enforcement and some community members are calling for tougher penalties to try to stop sideshows, while supporters say that sideshows are a part of Oakland culture and are unfairly targeted by law enforcement. So, what should Oakland do about sideshows? So let's grab our steering wheels, pop our clutches, and slide on down to Oakland Military Institute to find out more on this topic. These student reporters are with PBS NewsHour Student Reporting Labs. This is Amari, Karina, Alejandro, and David. Since sideshows are such a big deal in their community, they decided to write, research, and film their own interviews. And out above the noise, we were interested in this local Oakland story because it reflects a bigger tension all over the country between communities, law enforcement, teens, and car culture.
Like Miles just hinted at, tensions between police and teen drivers have been going on for decades, especially in America with the popularity of drag races going back to hot rods in the 1950s. Fast forward to today, where driving fast and car stunts have worked their way to mainstream America. Just look at the Fast and Furious franchise that rakes in fat dollars. It's currently the 8th largest grossing film series of all time. There are a whole lot of illegal things going on in those films.
And that brings us to sideshows in Oakland. Okay, so first off, sideshows didn't start with donuts and powerful cars. They actually started with lowriders being paraded parking lots during the 80s.
But as car culture changed, so did the sideshows, and faster, more powerful cars started spinning. The sideshow is where the hyphy movement that came up in the 90s really got its roots. From fashion lines being sold to music being shared, the hyphy movement was inspired by the hyperactivity of these sideshows.
As sideshows gained popularity, they also became more dangerous. Nowadays, you see more news reports showing how hazardous these shows have become.
The rowdy crowd shutting down a massive intersection in broad daylight.
That is gunfire from what appears to be an automatic weapon.
It resulted in an AC transit bus catching fire.
You see, cops are constantly in the news to raise awareness about the legal consequences of participating in or even attending these shows.
If you come to Oakland, participate in illegal sideshow activity, we're going to be taking your car.
As we see vehicles heading to a location start to arrive, we start doing vehicle stops and enforcement at that point in time.
But like lots of dangerous things involving fast cars, they can be exciting and are particularly enticing to youth. Many supporters say that instead of police cracking down on these events, there should be legal, safe venues where youth and other car enthusiasts can enjoy the cars in a safer setting. We reached out to KQED arts and culture writer Pendarvis Harshaw, who thinks Oakland should view sideshows as a business opportunity rather than a problem.
All right, so in looking at the origin story of NASCAR, you go to NASCAR.com and they'll tell you that it started from bootleggers, from people outrunning the law. And once the law realized, like, dang, these guys are good. They can drive a car in these backwoods and swing corners and all of that. It's like, man, we need to put this on a racetrack. And so literally the early days of NASCAR, bootleggers racing against police officers, and so seeing that story, it's directly parallels what's going on with sideshows. Just imagine if these people swinging donuts and figure eights in the middle of intersection in East Oakland could do so and be championed by the local police department. That would benefit everybody.
If there's a legitimate venue for this kind of thing, perhaps young talent can rise up and make money from it. According to a pay scale study, stunt drivers can earn up to 6 figures a year.
Major Johnson is a dean at our school who has seen these events firsthand and agrees that there could be business opportunities for sideshows.
Well, looking at Daytona 500, those came up from little small events that people used to gather and watch cars go around a dirt field and compete among each other. And this event right here is gives the community, our culture, an opportunity to express themselves and to have something to do in their spare time.
But not everyone who likes sideshows thinks they should be legalized or that a legal venue would actually work. As Pendarvis Harshaw reported in an article for KQED, Richie Rich, a rapper who had a hit song in 1990 called The Sideshow, says that for someone to fully enjoy a sideshow, there has to be an illegal aspect to it.
So as you can see, people are pretty split on the issue of sideshows and legalizing car stunts in general. And there are great points on both sides of the debate. And now we want to hear from you.
Should sideshows remain illegal with harsher penalties?
Or given a legal place to be held?
What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. And a big shout out to the students at Oakland Military Institute, especially the writing team. Alex, Brian, Caitlin, Tyler, Janelle, Arnulfo, Shiloh, and Tyon. And if you want to see more videos from student reporting labs, check out this one on dress codes and this one on active shooter drills. Peace out.
That was great.
That was the one.
So why do we all just do a piece like